This right here, this is basically their mission statement. It's a super powerful way of telling you what they won't do. No climbing ladders, no guessing, no rushing. Right from the get-go, you know this is all about being deliberate, careful, and focused on safety. And this lays it out so clearly, doesn't it? It's the core problem they're solving. On one side, you have the old way, kind of the Wild West. It's full of risk, a ton of guesswork, and you never really know what you're going to get. But on the other side is their new way, which is built on a solid foundation of safety, documenting everything, and having a set process. It's a huge shift from chaos to control. And here's the North Star for the whole operation. Everything we're going to look at, every single procedure, every decision, it all comes back to this one simple but honestly really profound idea: standards over speed. It's literally in their DNA. Okay, so a great philosophy is one thing, but how do you actually make it happen day in and day out? Well, you build a system. So now we're going to get into the how and look at the three pillars that make this whole standards over speed thing work. And here they are, the absolute backbone of the company. First up, uncompromising safety. That's just non-negotiable. Second, meticulous documentation. Everything gets recorded, everything gets tracked. And third, a repeatable process. That means no making it up as you go along. These aren't just nice ideas, they're hard and fast rules for every single job. All right, let's zoom in on that third pillar, because this is where the real magic is. This is all about making a conscious choice, process over improvisation. The entire goal here is to build a system so solid that guesswork is just completely designed out of the system. Now, what's so cool is how they actually do it. This isn't some vague promise, right? It's concrete. You've got strict FAA compliance, super detailed internal checklists for every flight, and even predefined paths for their inspections. Every single step is planned out before they even start. And this is the why. This is the reason all that painstaking work to create a process is so important. This quote just connects all the dots. All that tedious effort of being consistent, of checking every box every single time, it's not just about quality, it's the raw ingredient for building trust. So we have this incredibly disciplined, buttoned-up process. But what does it actually produce? What comes out at the other end? Well, this is where we see the leap from just, taking some pictures to creating something way, way more valuable. And there it is. That's the core of what they offer. Look, anybody with a drone can grab some images. But their whole process is designed from the ground up to produce something that has real legal and financial weight: evidence. And that is a huge distinction. So what do they actually mean by evidence? It's not just a buzzword. It means clear, verifiable documentation. It's data you can count on, data that can stand up in a dispute, and, this is key, data that protects everybody involved. And you can see right here who benefits from this approach. It's not just the company covering its own behind. The evidence they create is like a shield for property owners, for insurers, for contractors, and yeah, for themselves too. It creates this circle of certainty where everyone is protected. Which brings us to the big finale, the ultimate product of this whole system. We've talked about safety, we've talked about process, we've talked about evidence. But what are all of those things really building towards? The final product here is something you can't touch, but it's the most valuable thing any company can ever have. So let's just step back for a second and ask the big question. If you strip away the technology, the checklists, the reports, with all this deliberate, careful effort, what is this company really building at the end of the day? Well, the answer is right here in their core commitments. These are the behaviors that drive everything. Think long-term, absolutely refuse to cut corners, never improvise when the pressure's on, and never, ever trade safety for convenience. These are the actions that lead directly to this. They're building trust. It's that simple and it's that important. Trust in their work, trust in their data, and ultimately, trust in their entire brand. That's the end game. And that kind of leaves us with one final thing to chew on. In a business world that just seems to praise speed above everything else, the whole move fast and break things idea, what's the real long-term value of choosing to build slow and build right? Definitely something to think about.